join Skippy on this journey. This is Monday Morning Food Truck.
Skippy. 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 Good morning, Skippy.
Morning, Joshua.
How are you today?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Are you well?
I know. I'm sure. I'm fair.
You're just fair?
Just absolutely fair.
So average.
Nope, fair.
Okay. Is fair better than average? Are you not fair on average?
I think honestly, average is better than fair.
Oh. That's good that your average is better than just okay. Right?
Yeah.
Or is the bar set so low that average and fair is still pretty bad?
Well, bar set low for sure. I mean, there's definitely a low bar. Oh, excuse me.
Hold on, I gotta send this a quick email. I gotta make sure that I was way late on my barley beets and barbecue thing or whatever order that's in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just got sent in late last week. And I did not get confirmation that they got my stuff. So I'm trying to make sure that because it's next weekend for us.
Oh boy.
So I'm just trying to make sure that we are actually in before I do my crew schedule. One way or the other, if we are expected next weekend. All right. Sorry about that.
Please do not apologize.
We are, yeah. We finished April. We started May.
Did we?
What?
Did we start May?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Do you want to see if we've passed you in sales yet for the year?
Probably did because you had an Edna event.
Oh, we had lots of things. We had a week.
Weeks are good. Weeks are good.
We had a week.
I did not have a week.
We were going to have a bigger week this week, but yes, we had. You did not have a big week? You had a week. I mean, just how's the size of it?
Not good.
Not good?
Not good.
Okay.
I mean, fair. How about that? Going back to fair.
Oh, good God.
Days did they just kind of rolled together is what they did. Yeah. But let's talk about you. Enough about me. Let's talk about you.
Good morning, Jason with Bernie's Blue Line Barbecue. What's up, fellas, and Skippy?
So
let's talk about me.
Yeah, let's talk about you. That's what you like to talk about. Let's talk about you.
Oh, for crying out loud. You know, that whole shtick is getting pretty old.
I still like it.
Let's see. Last week, since we last spoke, what did we do? Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, get off the personal calendar. We had our normal. I worked a couple days. Let's start.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I did all. No, that's not true.
Now you gotta walk yourself back here.
When did I work?
When did I work? Huh. Never used to have to say that.
Thought I did 2 days.
Just printing money.
I know I worked on Saturday, the 3rd. I thought I worked Tuesday, but I didn't. I did work Tuesday. Did I work Tuesday? What did I do Tuesday? Oh, I did work Tuesday. This is why I can't remember because I wasn't scheduled to work Tuesday. Felicia had texted me in the morning. She was very sick.
Oh.
So it worked out with the personal calendar that I was able to, cover that day for her. So yeah, it was me and Caleb all day. We had a pretty decent day. It was one of our slower days though, for our Tuesday lunch spot. I think we only did 800 for lunch, maybe 900. But that had been a pretty consistent 1,000 to 1,100 lunch spot all year this year. So, and then yeah, we were at one of our new spots this year. It was an apartment / condo grouping, whole property. They own a couple properties all right there. That was a little scary. I think we did six or 700, but it was all very late. It was pretty slow until about 6:15. So yeah, one of those where we weren't really sure what was going on, and it was the opposite last time. So when we were there, they were left by 6:15. They were out of food. So yeah, it was what it was. It wasn't a terrible week or terrible day. I mean, let me see what we actually did for that day. Oh, Jesus, probably. Good Lord. Ba-ding, 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 ba-ding. 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 Let's see here. I mean, we still did 1,600 for the day. So not like it wasn't like a terrible day, but we were hoping for a little bit more. We were going, and so the last 2 days of April, we needed a 1,600 average to beat last year's sales for April. Doable, 100%. Or like, no, 1,550 or something like that. It was a very doable number. We felt pretty confident. We thought we could do 2,000 on Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, we were, and yeah, we thought we could do a good number on Wednesday too, and blow it out of the water, and it just didn't really happen. Wednesday was okay. It was slow lunch. But we did a 1,400. We missed last April by like $50, which stinks. So yeah, it's and actually, that's not accurate. We actually beat last April because we had somebody pay early on a frickin' wedding that was for June or something. So I'm saying we beat it. You take that $1,500 out, and we beat it. So so yeah, okay, Dave. Yeah, we started Etna then on Thursday, our Etna tour. Went pretty well. It was a pretty heavy turnout, Chris said, despite some weather that we had Thursday, just rain. And that spot, that Etna seems to be the most fickle with weather. Like if it's not great, they have a lower turnout, but that was not the case this week. And then, yeah, for the first time, we added on something for the evening after an Etna event. So in the neighboring town, a church was doing an empowering youth street food fair, global street food fair. I signed up without knowing a whole lot about this event.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
But it was a great event, right?
I will get there. We'll get there. So I hadn't heard a whole lot or anything from them. I signed up for this, I think, in January. Reached out to them a little bit. I found a post that they had did 2 weeks ago that listed us as a vendor, which is the only reason I knew that we were for sure confirmed and that this thing was still happening. Along with us, there was 6 other trucks listed. That number I was not aware of, with an expected attendance of 400 to 500 people.
Oh boy. Oh boy. What did you sell? 2 pork sandwiches?
We actually did about 600 in sales. So not great.
So 60 pork sandwiches?
Yeah. But for something that was just an add-on for, it wasn't a big deal. We still didn't throw away a ton of food because we didn't cook a ton for it. No, after we figured out what it was. And it was raining, which hurt attendance. The good thing is everybody that was there was coming to eat, and us being in the global street food fair, us having the most normal menu. Yeah. I mean, there was a taco truck, but I mean, yeah, I think there was an Indian food truck and some other more exotic trucks. So, but
I like
we had some people come in from the neighborhood that said they had no idea anything was going on that night. So the church didn't do a really good job of advertising. I think they were relying on the trucks to bring people in. So whatever, it was fine. It was okay. Like I said, it was another $500-600. So on a day that we wouldn't have gotten anything, so we'll take it. And then Friday, Immaculate Flight and Trail Point. We really started out May pretty good. So that was the second. We had a really banging lunch at Immaculate Flight, another $1,000 lunch there, which seems to be pretty consistent. And then we backed it up with an $1,100 dinner at Trail Point. Finally had a good dinner at one of our breweries.
Right.
Weather kind of held. I mean, it held off. It was spots of sprinkles here and there. So, but it was warm. They were really close to selling out. Really close to selling out Friday. But couldn't get the last. I'm going to say $200 as they were short in sales. Saturday I worked again. It was a good day. Did a couple hours up in Newaygo, and then we had our first open house of the season, which was a triple open house. 3 young men. Just a drop off.
They did a combined open house.
They get combined, yep. So 275 people. They just wanted some pork and coleslaw. They were having other family members bring in some family favorite sides and stuff like that. Which I knew ahead of time. I said, yeah, no problem. I don't care what else you bring in. If you're getting some stuff from us, I can't believe there's caterers out there that have a problem. They didn't want us to serve anything. I get that, it can be confusing. Like if one of those other side dishes that somebody else brings is weird or off, or heaven forbid someone gets sick, like your name's still attached to all that, but whatever. So we had conversations with this lady, Heather, who was organizing all the food stuff. We had talked before. She was like, "Oh, we don't really need plates and cutlery. Do we get a discount for taking that stuff off?" I said, "Nope, it's just something we include. We don't charge you for it." So she's like, "Okay, no problem."
You bring that with you for all your catering?
Yeah. Oh. Yep. We used to charge for it, but I mean, really and we're not using plastic plates. We're using the fiber. So you're talking, 2 sleeves of plates for $30.
Yeah. I mean,
$40. So it's just something we include.
Are you using the wrapped cutlery or
no.
Just a box of forks?
Yeah, we'll just do forks, and we will offer upgraded to the wrapped, napkin cutlery sets.
Gotcha.
But yeah, just for standard. So anyways, so I wasn't planning on bringing anything because she said she didn't need them, and she didn't need anybody on site because they had people that were going to swap food out. They had volunteers helping them for keeping food on the table and stuff. So no problem. Great. Sounds good. So I got there, left them a Canberra with all the pork, about 80 pounds of it, and the coleslaw. I said, I'll be back to pick up the Canberra. I get home 3 minutes after I'm back to the house. I get a phone call. She's like, did you put the plates and cutlery somewhere? I said, no, I didn't think you needed them. She's like, oh, it was still on the invoice, so I assumed that they were still coming. I said, okay, let me be right back. And I will bring some plates and forks and stuff for you, which I don't have at my house. So I had to drive 10 minutes to storage and then the 15 minutes over there. And this was at the start of the party. So she called, it was like 10 minutes before party starts. Yeah. So I get there and I get to the end of the table and there's a stack of plates and forks on the table. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? There was a family fair next door. Someone ran over there and grabbed a few to get them started. But after that, I mean, she was good. Everybody was very understanding. Just a little bit of a miscommunication that I didn't clarify, and that's on me. So, well, yeah. So there was that day, and then sold out yesterday at Great Lakes Insurance. We can't seem to figure out that spot on that day, so it's the same as our lunch spot on Tuesdays, and it's been solid. I mean, we're doing $1,100 there every time. Which is all I'm not looking for $2,000, but I think the further this goes on, it's starting to feel like that could be a $1,400 kind of every week thing.
Yeah.
Chris said they were out of brisket and ribs by like 12:30, and we're supposed to be there till 4.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, I didn't cook. The forecast ended up, or the weather ended up being much better than what was forecasted the day before. We had a pretty good
yesterday.
we had a pretty good chance of rain all day, and it did not rain until like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that didn't help. So we cooked fairly light. I mean, not super light, but yeah. So lesson learned. But so yeah, we still did, I think, 1,100 there. For total for last week, we did 15,000. $16.39.
I feel like I did 1,500.
But yeah, pretty good week. This week will be extra banging. So yeah, it's gonna be a week this week. I have lots to do. I have 20 pork butts to cook tonight. I think that's what I'm doing tonight.
It's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we're catering pulled pork for 1,000 people between Wednesday and Thursday.
It's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. And mac and cheese for most of those. So
It's a lot of mac and cheese.
just a lot of mac and cheese. So yeah, I got to get going on some mac and cheese today, and a whole lot of pork going on the smoker tonight.
So if you had, you had told me that, like, what was it, 2 pork butts and a brisket? It's like $1,000 in sales
On average for us, yeah.
So 4 pork butts and
2 good sized briskets.
3 flats and a whole brisket should be what, 2,000?
Fuck, I don't know. You're adding in new things to the equation. 3 flats and a whole brisket.
So the 3 flats cut up filled a full pan. So,
yeah, I would assume you should be able to get to like a $2,000 kind of day there.
1,300.
I mean, depending. Did you sell out when you did 1,300?
Yeah.
Was it a lot of meat by the pound type of thing?
It wasn't me is the problem.
Huh?
All right, so here's where we are. Here's
Okay.
my day or my week, whatever you want to call it. Oops, shit. Wrong button, damn it.
Sure.
Oh, where okay, so we had a week. Friday or Wednesday and Thursday, great outside days, just great weather,
Mhm.
great food truck days. We did less than 1,000 both days at the shop. Just nobody. I mean, it was, nobody. Still got great feedback on stuff, but just nobody.
Okay.
Friday, I leave to do an event, a lunch at the local or Chrysler Proving Grounds, and at the Chrysler Proving Grounds. I am about to, and that's about a half hour, 40 minutes away. So
Okay.
the shop's covered, everything's good, and I get a phone call as I'm about to pull into their driveway that it says, "Hey, this is Steven. I fucked up." I said, "Please elaborate." I booked 2 food trucks today. I'm like, oh, you booked 2 food trucks today. And so I pull up like just about to the driveway, but I didn't pull in. I just pulled off the side of the road. And I noticed that the other trailer is already set up. It's already ready to go. We get about 70 orders for this lunch location. So it would have been a decent day. But between 2 food trucks, I'm not competing with a hot dog truck because sometimes, whoever has the lowest menu wins sometimes. So he puts the hot dog guy on the phone. He's like, "I got something tonight. I mean, I could go there if you want me to." And I said, "Dude, you're already set up." I'm like, I'll turn around. I was being a good food truck guy, I guess. So then he just changed the date to like May 30th. So now I get to go out there and the end of May and hope for the best. Like he didn't book 2 food trucks. So I get back to the shop, and the shop was, I mean, it was banging. I had one guy that didn't believe a half or a pound of burn ends was a pound of burn ends, but other than that, we did good Friday. Saturday, food truck event downtown. It was called the Blessing of the Bikes, Bikers Against Bullies.
Excuse
I
me.
showed up, dropped the trailer off. My girl showed up, set everything up. I wrote on our little dry erase board, I said, there's enough food in here for $2,000 in sales. Like, no problems. And then, so did I come home with food? Yes. We did not sell out totally.
Mm-hmm.
I had a third of a pan of brisket and a third of a pan of pork, and maybe a 16-ounce container of beans left. 3 full pans of mac and cheese. Really a full pan. I put on a full pan of brisket. It was, I mean, full.
Are you talking? Okay.
And then
Just
there was
so
another one.
is it a full half pan or a full pan?
It's a 6-inch deep full or half pan. 6
Okay.
inch deep. So we'll fit
Just so-
a full pan.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Because I had sliced it already and it was ready to go. Same with the pork. There was 4 pork bones. I have the measuring spoons there. I have everything I can to try to manage portion sizes, and it just does not seem like it's working. I feel like I can make all that food. Like, I feel like I would have came back if we didn't sell out, because we did, like, I don't know, 80 transactions or whatever, 82.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I didn't sell out, or we weren't that busy, I would have come home. I would have come back with a lot more food. I guess I'm glad that I didn't come back with a lot of food, but I'm mad that there was money lost somewhere.
Yeah. JT says those portion size will get you, Skippy.
I absolutely understand. But I don't know how to police it.
Yeah.
Like, I know how much brisket was in there. I weighed the pan. It's 12 pounds.
With the pan?
With the pan. So, okay. So what? 11 and a half.
I know that an aluminum, like a non-disposable full pan that is only the 2.5, like what we cook our briskets in, the 2-inch deep ones, those weigh almost 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. So,
Fine.
yeah, I have. Okay, no, that's fine. But just so if you ever get to the point where you're doing the inventory in square like we are, make sure you deduct the pan size.
One of these days, I would love to.
Yeah. JT says, build sheets, portion scoop scales, make it where a 3rd grader can understand. But if you only have the intelligence of a 2nd grader.
I have the portion scoops. I've showed them how to do it. I've showed them level scoops. I've showed them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just people it's with this one person, and this one person she's really good at her job. She puts everything together. She's fast. But I think she gets flustered if it gets busy, and she just throws things together. And I don't have cameras in the trailer. I can't just watch them. It's just, I don't know, whatever. It's just really bothersome.
A couple more things over here on the comments.
Please.
Justin says, nice haircut.
Thanks, bud.
Pam says, good morning, gentlemen. Kicking up my feet for a bit and listening to your discussion. Fran says, morning. We got everybody here today. And that's what Justin says. Justin says, whole gang is here.
All the characters are.
Jason says, great number, great week, solid job. I'm assuming that was for me. I don't know why it's a solid job and not a great job, but whatever. And then, JT. Jason also says, Skippy, are your workers reporting to you how much money they are getting in cash tips and credit card tips? I know they keep them. For us, credit card tips, we don't have to keep track of because they're all Square handles all that and reports it for them.
Yeah.
But I don't collect info on cash tips. I saw something somewhere that we're supposed to report it to the IRS, the cash tips. I don't know. I think that is state specific. I don't think that's an every state thing, where the state requires you to report cash tips for your employees. But regardless, we don't take cash tips. We don't accept those on the truck. Wink, wink, wink. JT says, first time in a while since I'm down with foot reconstruction surgery for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry to hear that, bud. He said it's what for the sheets and stuff. It's what I'm doing at my new corporate gig, process and procedure for all 14 stores. And then Fran says it may be sacrificing portion size for speed. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody gets a little bit heavier when you're busy because you're just trying to get things through. But got to find a happy medium, and that's speed is not important to me to an extent. It's our three core things are quality, accuracy, and then speed. So regardless of what you get, if it's wrong or not, we want it to be a quality product. Second is making sure it's accurate, and then third is speed. So it doesn't do us any good to get food out fast if it's not good or correct. So
I know. I'm more worried that if she's giving the house away, that everybody's going to expect it, so she doesn't.
And yeah, that's where you can run into problems. So I mean, I think I do it, and I think Chris does it to an extent. We get towards the end of the night, and we have a ton of food left over. We do a little bit heavier on the portion. Yeah. Someone orders a chicken quarter, they get 2 chicken quarters. And we do our best to let people know. Say, hey, end of the night we had some food, so it might be a little heavier than normal. But yeah, the last thing you want is that person to come up next time. We're like, why is the portion so light? Well, because I liked you more the last time.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy cow!
It's just, yeah. I mean, like I said, I know that she's good at the job that I give her. It's just trying to find that spot, and but anyway.
I just got a cold call in my email.
Oh.
From Todd Greener Farms in Hart, Michigan.
Oh.
They produce fresh fruits and vegetables nationwide. And now we're excited to announce a great new item, pickled asparagus.
A great new item.
In 3 flavors, original, jalapeno, and fire sticks. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't get many of those types of emails. And I just got a reminder to pay my invoice for the bovine. I have not sent them a check for yet.
What?
Yeah. Oops. Sorry, Rich. All the email said was cough, cough. I was like, oh, I thought I had sent it, but I went through and looked at my checkbook and I did not have a check written for them. So my bad. Sorry, boys. Which is handy timing because I have to order a pallet of sauce.
Oh, I just did.
And I'm hoping mine. Yeah, that's what you said. 6 weeks is what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping it's a little less than that because I just did the math on the sauce I have on the shelves, and I don't know. They got 6 weeks worth of sauce. So it'll be tight.
I didn't think I had 6 weeks worth of sauce either.
But yeah, I think we just got that pallet last fall. So yeah, we're starting to go through some stuff.
Yeah.
On the bright side, our Etna events usually are a little bit lighter, and we can control. We don't usually leave a lot of sauce with them, but like a lot of our catering, we leave them a gallon. Like if we drop off, like we'll leave them a squeeze bottle and just a gallon.
I just buy the 20-ounce bottles and leave those.
But you're paying more for them. How many 20-ounce bottles do you leave for 100 people?
2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like $20.
No, you still wholesale.
Yeah.
Like $4 a bottle.
They are?
Yeah.
If you buy them by the case, I
Yeah.
thought they were way more than that.
No, you buy them by the case, but it's still
Yeah.
They'll still wholesale you, just like any
Yeah.
other one.
Okay. I thought they were more than that. Oh, but with shipping, you got to factor in your shipping. I thought when I priced it, it was close to $10 by the time it got to me. Because we used to sell them. And we stopped because it wasn't price effective.
The way I'm buying sauce, it ends up being like $29 a gallon, but that's beside the point.
Jason says, I know in the bar business, people can be a little generous with the product in return for bigger tips. Everyone knows a heavy-handed bartender that has a ton of regulars. Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Um,
So 16-ounce bottle, case of 12 is $65. Let me do the math.
yeah. I was just looking for my calculator.
I got you. So 66 because it's $65.99 divided by 12. It's $5.50 bottle. Sorry,
Plus what, $30 for shipping?
maybe
So you're at 90. So let's figure 96 divided by 12.
$8.
So you're $8 a bottle. Yeah. So for you to leave 2 20-ounce bottles, I can leave a gallon for the same price. More or less.
Because yours isn't. It's not $16 a gallon shipped. It's $16 a gallon pre-shipped.
Right. But your cost per gallon is shipped is less, or cost per gallon for shipping is less than it is
It should
going through the store. Yeah. So it's $17-18 a gallon.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. We figured all that math that we've done 1,000 times and can never remember it.
Never.
At all.
Anyway, so we ended up doing for the week like 6,500.
All right. That's a good week.
It's just
You notice it a little bit more when you're running payroll and you're doing schedules, and you are much more hyper aware of things that
the payrolls was getting me, but
yeah, trust me, there's been weeks where I'm like, what am I doing? I have to fire everybody because I can't afford to keep anyone. It's gonna be just me.
well, and that's what I'm doing is pretty much
Yeah.
Wednesdays and Thursdays I'm working all day by myself, or not by myself, but I have my daughter will come to work for me in the morning just to get through lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We've had a lot of. We're still, according to trends, we're up. Or April, we finished better than March, so that's good. And
Mhm.
that's not counting food truck. That's just counting shop wise.
Okay.
So we're getting up there. It's just we did 100 at the shop. We did 150 transactions. So 40 times what's 104, 8, 12. Yeah, so we're averaging 30 transactions a day.
Okay.
But it's mostly right now. It's mostly lunch.
Yeah.
And mostly takeout too. I mean, we're strong takeout service right now.
That's awesome, though.
It is, but I don't know. I want everything. I want everything. I want to be able to put the smoker right out front without the owner of the shop being a dick.
Man, I tell you what, though. I think I sent you a message after I lit the first fire. That smell, that quality wood smell there is nothing better than that. And it took me right back to barbecue contests where that's all you smell all week. Like it's just in the air.
Yeah.
And it was freaking heaven. I'm going to be so sad when I can't smell it anymore because I know it's going to come, but I can still smell it right now. I can still smell it. And it's great.
So let's talk about Gert too.
Okay.
Since you brought her up.
Whew, we've been cooking on that. She's been working this week.
She's been working. Okay.
She's been working.
Have you tasted the difference? Do you taste the difference?
1,000,000%, yes.
Okay.
Significant enough that I know other people notice.
Okay.
Proof number 1, our chicken quarter sales have gone up this week.
Oh, we've been going. I don't know what it is. We've been going through chicken like crazy now.
So the color's way better. we're still adjusting logs to figure out smoke volume.
Yeah.
That's where our biggest learning curve is right now. But yeah, I mean, that clean smoke flavor, it's not as harsh. It's just better. This is where you can really play with wood types to get different flavor profiles.
Mm-hmm.
I know we have a barbecue competition friend. I don't remember which one of the 3 RSS boys it was. I think it's Mike, actually, where he says it does not matter flavor-wise what fuel source it is. It's just a heat source. I 1,000,000,000% disagree. 1,000,000,000%.
It depends on how clean running your fire is. I mean, if
Okay.
you have something that's very, very efficient, you
Okay.
I don't believe you'll taste a lot of it. I mean, I've cooked on every smoker you can think of. I taste more on like a can than I do anything else.
I guarantee you, I could cook 2 pork butts out there, one with oak, one with hickory, and you could be able to tell the difference.
I'll take the challenge.
Okay. That you may not be able to tell me which is which,
No.
but they're not going to taste the same.
Okay. I'll take the challenge.
So I've noticed it with the chicken, like cooking with, like doing cherry instead of the oak.
Mm-hmm.
It's a much different flavor.
Yeah, your hardwoods are gonna. I mean, your fruit woods are softer. So
Well, yeah, you're not getting heat out of them. That's the only difference. You're just not getting the heat out of them.
Yeah, you're not getting the BTUs as you would.
But the smoke smells different, and if the smoke smells different, the food tastes different.
I would, yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm not sure if there's a different flavor.
It is. If the smoke smells different, which goes into the meat, then that flavor has to be different. Science. Otherwise, these Texas guys wouldn't be so bonered for post oak.
True.
As in that's all they use. So, but yeah,
just because it's more more prevalent down there versus.
And it could be.
Like
so I have
Michigan is hickory or apple because
so at our Ace Hardware they have barbecue sticks, whatever it is, and they had both post oak and oak. I couldn't tell the difference in them really. I think post oak is actually harder. I think is part of it. It's a harder oak. So you get a longer burn out of it. You get better BTUs out of it, type of thing. How
long are your logs lasting?
Not very long.
Really?
They're kiln dried, so it's tinder. There's zero moisture in them at all. And they're not super big. I don't know. They're not all consistent sizes either. So there's some little tiny pieces and I don't know, handful, depending on what I'm cooking. So like chicken and ribs, I will just do like 1 piece of oak or hickory or whatever, and then a piece of fruit. And that's it. And it'll last about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how hot and how long the smoker's been running already.
Yeah.
So if I do it right after it gets to temp, it won't last as long because the rest of the box isn't hot yet. So there's a longer adjustment period to get the box hot, more propane flame being shot in there, sticks don't last as long.
Okay.
So if I'm doing that at the end of like a normal evening cook where we're doing brisket and pork butts overnight and then put on the ribs and stuff, then yeah, it'll last like an hour-ish for those 2 little pieces of wood. Now for pork and brisket, yeah, I'm putting some sticks in there every hour for the first 4 hours. And then I'll just let it go off propane for the rest of the night. Because on average, that's how long these meats can absorb smoke flavor. Yeah. Coloring wise, now they'll keep getting darker, but as far as flavor, yeah, you want to hit smoke with 4 hours. So, but yeah,
how's the propane going?
I got to get a gauge on it to figure out how much I'm using. But I just have one of our 100-pound cylinders because we had 2 extra ones because we used to swap them out on the trailer every week. Yeah. So I got one of those hooked up to it. It was full when I started. It's still very heavy after. I think we've done 3 overnight cooks on it and then some chicken cooking here and there. So yeah, all weekend long, we did all our meats on that starting Thursday night. So yeah, our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday were everything was on GERT too. And yeah, for us, timeline wise, we're about the same. So capacity wise, I'm surprised at how much I can get on there. And the biggest thing is I'm going from 2.5 shelves to 4 shelves where I can use all the shelves. You know, the Deep South has 3 shelves in it, but the bottom one, I have 2 very specific spots where I can put a pan that isn't going to burn up in 8 hours.
Oh, yeah.
So, but for this, yeah, I have 4 full shelves that I can load them up. So we had 16 pork butts on there and 2 briskets on there Friday night. And I still had a shelf and a half of usable space. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Uh-huh. Now, here's where the rest of the learning curve comes in.
Okay.
So we talked about that. Top shelf is the most direct heat source.
Mm-hmm.
So things tend to get a little darker up there. They get a little done faster up there. You put in 16 pork butts, obviously, the rest of the variance grows because you have less airflow through the whole thing. So yeah, when I got that morning, I think we had, of the 16 pork butts, 4 or 5 are ready at their expected normal time. The rest of them, I think I had one on for another 4 hours still after I wrapped it. So before all of them were off, which is fine. No big deal. It's not like we needed them super early, and that's why we cooked so
you're
early.
You're getting that much of a temp swing from top to bottom?
And I had the top row loaded. So I went heavy on that top row. So anything below it really wasn't getting much airflow. So the spacing could have been better, I think, to aid. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, between the first ones being done and the last ones being done, it was probably 4 hours. Yeah. So, and this is in pans. So pans take up more room. You're restricting airflow more, blah, 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 blah. So what I think is the best way to do it, and unfortunately it's a pain in the ass, but I mean, we're not cooking that much meat right now all the time. This is, a handful of days out of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have 2 of them coming up this week. Like I said, I'm cooking 20 butts today, I think. What I think the best way to do it is a rotation. So after 4 hours, move the ones off the top, bring them down to the bottom, just kind of slide everything back up and just do a flip flop with the smoker. See if we can't get that more even. Again, a huge pain in the ass to do it.
How many are you fitting per rack? How many pans did you put on that top rack?
8.
And
there was some space. There was some space in there. And so there was 8 pork butts and a brisket on the top rack on the first 2. No, first rack had 8 butts and a brisket. Next rack had, I think I went down to a brisket and 4. And then the bottom rack just had 4. So just playing with spacing. The lower I got, the more room I left, which I think should have been the other way around.
So have you taken out the 4th rack?
No,
okay.
All 4 in there.
All 4 in there.
Yep, all 4 in there. And I didn't have to do it that way. It was more of what can we fit and how does it cook when it's that way.
Yeah.
I try to experiment when we have the time to do it, when I don't need those, like didn't need all 16 of those butts that day. So if they go long, it's not a big deal. I can keep an eye on them. We can get them done. Let's figure out what's the worst case scenario. Because yeah, my other smoker's the same way. If I put 16 butts in there, which would fit, they're going to take, 15, 16 hours versus 12 for all of them to get done.
I would think that the convection would still
help
get everything done within a reasonable
right.
a reasonable distance from each other.
On another side note, some of those were garbage butts. When I say they were Hatfields from Meyer, which are my least favorite butts to cook in the world, but it's all I could get. Because all the GFSs in here were out of stock in the stores. because they were on sale for $1.49 a pound.
Yeah.
So I had a hard time getting them. So half of those were from Meyer and they were Hatfields, and they've always taken longer to get to tender. There's just not as much fat in them. And they always are tougher.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that wasn't part of it. The ones I'm doing today will all be regular Swift. So we'll see how that goes and see if there's a difference tonight. But yeah. Pork for 1,000 people over 2 days, and 800 pieces of chicken for those same 2 days. Yeah,
It'd be interesting to see you pack that thing full of chicken and how long it's going to take.
So when I did all the chicken for the last Etna, which was 275 people, I think we did 185 pieces of chicken or something like that, give or take. I tried to keep it on my normal schedule. So normally we would do an hour on the rack and an hour wrapped for when we're doing chicken. Usually everything's good. Did take longer. But again, that top rack was done. So that one, you're golden there. It's the bottom racks that it just takes a little bit longer. So just playing with things. We'll figure it out. But starting tomorrow, we'll probably have both smokers lit for the next couple of days and rolling, just so we don't have to jam pack everything, to make sure that that we're not stressing ourselves by pushing time frames.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. It is a giant pain in the butt having that smoker not on the trailer.
Should you? I bet.
And so it set up a table out there, but yeah, it's still I had a canopy over it, lost said canopy. I sent you a picture before. I said, hey, I'm having comp vibes. And yeah, it was right after I attached some more weight to the legs. Come back inside, I hear this big boom. I go outside, the canopy is holding on one bungee to the smoker. So I anchored it on both sides of the smoker there. And the rest of the canopy was up on top of the garage. This one bungee stretched as far as it could possibly ever want to be stretched. Yep. So that canopy is in the garbage. And it's just been out open air since. So, which doesn't super excite me, it being out in the rain a little bit, but I've been assured that is okay. Yeah. There's a whole lot of vents with electronics right on the other side of those vents. It makes me very nervous as an IT person.
Yeah, no shit.
But people have these on people have them on their porches and they're fine, That's a little bit protected from the weather, but they get wet. So yeah. Jason says, speaking of butts, do you guys ever weigh your raw and finish and get a very accurate yield? I have been recently and am not happy. I weighed my last 6 cases diligently and have averaged 52.43%. I did last year, just when I was doing food cost stuff and some other things, just to get a good average number. I think I did 2 weeks worth. And yeah, typically between 50 and 60%. Whenever I'm cooking for an open house, I always figure 50%. We're going to lose half. And I know it's not that, but that gives me the buffer when I'm doing the math that if something goes weird, we lose a butt or it fries and we can't use it or whatever, we have a buffer in the other ones.
Makes sense.
Have you gone through that, Skippy? Have you done a good yield test at anything?
No, I should, but I have not.
Yeah. We did lose a butt off the new smoker Friday morning. Troy lost it. Troy was pulling stuff off the new smoker, missed the step on the trailer, and it went all over the porch, including that pan full of very good jus. On the bright side, it was 40 degrees, so it solidified like that. Made it super fun to clean up.
Oof.
Yeah. Oh, we had another weird thing happen this week. Gosh, it was keep remembering. So I get a phone call from Troy at
Morning.
3:10 in the morning.
Oh, good morning.
This was the first night. I think this was Friday. This was Friday too, I think. Yes, this was the first night that we cooked big meats overnight on the smoker. And I had planned on getting up earlier just to double check to make sure everything was good. Just in case everything got done fast, like you were saying, 8 hours. So I had an alarm set for 8 hours after the cook just to check on things. Apparently I did not. I just ignored that alarm, dismissed it, and fell back asleep without even knowing it. So when he called me, when I got the phone call from him at 3, I was expecting that everything was toast in the smoker. So I accidentally declined his phone call and then sent him a text that I'm coming out right now. I get out there, get onto the trailer, and there's no lights on. Said, did you turn the lights off? He's like, no, the power went out. Which is why he called me. He said everything was fine, and then everything just turned off. I said, okay, well, let me go check. He said, I checked the breakers in here, everything is fine. I said, okay. Went up to where we have our little RV plug. Pam says, porch pork versus driveway brisket. Check the breaker. Yeah, check the breaker on our box outside. That was fine. It's like, well, that's weird. Let me go downstairs and check. All right, actually, I checked the plug on the trailer, make sure it didn't wiggle loose or whatever. So the breaker on my breaker box in the house is what tripped. So I'm not sure why it tripped there and not the other place, but wasn't running anything normal, out of the ordinary. The breaker wasn't hot. So I don't know what was going on. Flipped it back on. Everything's been fine, but yeah, super bizarre day Friday was. Yeah, and then a half hour later, he throws a brisket onto the porch. Friday was a good start to Friday.
It's just great. Yay.
Yeah, Friday was a good start. Good start Friday.
Oh boy. Yeah, it was.
So yeah. But everything's been fine since then. Yeah, we have.
How are you? Oh, I'm fine.
Everything's fine. We got a. Oh yeah, damn it.
You missing something again?
No, Alex is thinking about work stuff. She's thinking about picking up some hours maybe. So I'm trying. This is her last full week of school.
You're thinking. Oh, she's thinking about picking up hours.
Yeah. Yeah, she's finally realized that she would like money. So trying to figure out where I can squeeze her in. Forgot that she had school next Tuesday still. So, yeah, ideally I want her for next Saturday. We have the barley brews barbecue thing that Chris and I typically do, but then we're doing the Cider Fest, which is also downtown Grand Rapids.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah. It's in Rosa Park Circle. They block it off. They're expecting like 350, 400 people. But we're the only food truck in the circle, in the blocked off area. Well, us and a donut truck. So figure that's worthwhile for us to be there. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I'm trying to get her, if she can run the register for that event, and then try to get her a different day so they get her trained up.
Trained up.
So yeah. So yeah, we're gonna keep adding people. We keep getting busier, so we're gonna need people for all these catered events we're doing. There's a lot of them. We keep adding more. So
catered events is a good thing.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. So yeah, for the year, with that 15,000, we're up to gross sales of 72.4. We'll call it
What? Huh?
72.4 is where we are at for the year. Rocking and rolling.
Yeah. Please hold. Please.
We are, however, down significantly for the month of May over last May, which is disappointing. We're making progress, but we're down 30% May to May. But last year, the counter days for Aetna, the order was different. So May 1st, we started out with their May 1st and 2nd were their two biggest ones. So that's the only reason we're technically down.
Well,
But we had, an extra day off every week almost.
every day off.
Yeah. So we had like 3 Sundays in May last year that we didn't work because we took Mother's Day off, and then there was a Memorial Day, Monday, Tuesday. So we had an extra Tuesday off. So yeah, we had a lot of back-to-back days that we were closed. That is unusual.
Oh, still ahead of you.
With the way you say it makes me feel like it's still a very large margin.
Fuck no. You're doing $15,000 weeks. I'm lucky to do $5,000 weeks. 77.2.
Oh man. All right.
I mean, this week will be good because I have some invoices that are going to hit.
Whoever had May 12th on their card of when we report Josh passes Skippy is the winner.
You don't
get
know yet.
You get a PB&J's gift card for $100.
That Josh is paying for that he's going to send out. You don't know. I got 3 weddings this weekend.
We're going to do 20,000 this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we have the 2 Aetna events are 16 that we have this week. So don't
Yeah,
get all.
They may not hit. Don't they pay with a check? They might not hit till next week.
They do ACH, and they have been on top of things. So I imagine those will come through on Wednesday. I still record them though in sales. But
Of course you do.
well, I like to have it on the right day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're down 30% right now in May. Down 12% for the year.
April to March, we were up 8% month over month, so that's good.
Jason, 100%. Yes, you can give us a quick Bernie's year-to-date update. We would love it.
Please.
Only if it makes Skippy feel better, though. Skippy, you're doing a great job. You're doing a good job. Are you happy with the sales that you're doing? Are you meeting expectations? Are you on track to meet your goals for the year?
I'm having $19,000 months, and you're having like fucking. The thing is, so I was going through my schedule. Shut up. I was going through my schedule last year just to see if there was anything that I did last year that I wasn't scheduled for this year.
Mm-hmm.
What did I miss? If there's anything. And just going through that schedule, I rarely had roadside days. It was all like a lot of catering, a lot of, just a lot of events, things that you would call events.
Yeah.
Is what I was doing.
Yeah.
And
organized affairs.
Events, yes.
Yeah.
And I haven't hit that yet. So
if you're all right, so is your food truck down this year over last year? Food truck sales?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was going every day in March.
Roadside, but you said you weren't doing a lot of roadside. You were just doing events. So what events?
Doing events.
So what events did you have last year that you aren't getting to this year?
So
Did you reach out to everybody that like companies and stuff were employee events and stuff like that? Did you reach out to all of them and say, hey, if you need anything for the year?
let's see.
While you're looking at your calendar, I'm going to go over Jason's stuff. Bernie's Blue Line Barbecue year-to-date sales, 62,837. Year over year, he's up 33%. Justin also chimes in. Now we got some one-upmanship going on here. $64,081.38. Congratulations. Good work, everybody. Good seeing these numbers. All I'm seeing is that I'm still winning. Just kidding, everybody. Everybody's doing a good
major
job.
metropolitan area. You should. Jesus.
I've only been open for 6 weeks. Justin's up 34%. Good job, Justin. I'm gonna guess I have I'm paying more in payroll than anybody else, so
It's possible.
I'd say likely. Oh, Skippy has a phone call. Skippy's so good, he mutes his when. Oh, spam. Yes, would you like some financing? What could your business use to get you over the top? Jason says he needs a recount on Justin's numbers. Oh. I wonder if Skippy knows that he can turn down the volume on his call so he doesn't have to hold the phone away from his ear. I don't know that you can count that, Jason. That's just owner pay. You can't add a photo in the comments? Well, that's stupid. Good job, guys, though. Way to go. Those are solid numbers. Yeah, we have this coming up week. I'll talk to my co-host while Skippy's on the phone. Oh, Pammy. For the record, everybody, I would pay Pam more if she would let me. Her year-to-date income from Sweet Racks is $139, which is a significant increase from the prior year. We love you, Pam, and I would have you work all the time again if you could and wanted to. But I'd have to give you a significant raise. Probably triple your pay, if not quadruple it. Yeah, we have a whole lot of catering this week. Roadside's pretty limited. Tuesday's roadside all day. Skippy back? Oh, no, Skippy's not back. You can almost see the phone number on the phone. Yeah, Wednesday we have our biggest Etna event. And then that evening we're catering for 100 people, lacrosse team and their coaches. And then we're able to set up at the lacrosse game that evening to sell. And then, yeah, Thursday, just catering, another large Etna event. And then Friday, we have a catered lunch for a teacher appreciation event. And then Dutton family night at a school, which is usually a pretty decent night for us there, as long as the weather holds. And then, yeah, we're roadside on Saturday. So I would expect the Hudsonville lacrosse team that we're catering for, we're donating that. So no additional income there, but I would expect, yeah, I'd be 16, 17, 18, 19. 20, 21. I would guess we'll be about 22, 23 for the week, 23,000 for the week. So I know, Pam, and you take your time. You have far more important things to deal with than our shenanigans on the trailer. Far, far more important things. And I can't ever imagine you coming back working 4 days a week. So, oh, Jason, we did our first ever food truck event with our new food trailer at a dispensary on 420. I think we received more free product than sales. Yeah, I will never do a dispensary ever again. I think we've done 2, and it's been terrible both times.
I'm back.
Good Lord, man.
I know you missed me.
Yeah. I was just going through our week, and my projection is about 22,000, I think, for this week.
Well, you said 20 earlier, so we're going on that.
Okay.
Feel free to do 18.
It'd be like this if we only did 18, because
Just saying.
we should have 18 and just catered money.
So it was 16.
That's just the 2 events. We have a teacher appreciation that we're doing lunch for.
Teachers.
And and then we have a family night at an elementary school.
More family.
We only have 2 days that we're doing roadside for the day. The rest of it is heavy events and catered stuff. So
awesome. Yay. So we've got 2 weddings and a senior send-off this weekend that I'm making sure that I find enough people to run. It's always good to have enough people, because some people don't update their schedule to figure out what their availability is.
Yeah, I'm there next week. We had somebody ask for next Saturday off, and I did not check that before I agreed to this other event. So, but we'll get there.
Did I hear something about free product and dispensaries and all this other shit?
Yeah, Jason said they did their first ever food truck event at a dispensary on 420. He said he thinks he received more free product than sales. He did 1,200, but
unless I get paid ahead of time, I'm never doing a dispensary.
That's what I said too. It has never been good for us.
We actually, so the same dispensary that I did like 2 years ago with the old trailer, Cousin's Maine Lobster came from Detroit to do the same dispensary, and somebody sent me what their lobster roll looked like.
Mm-hmm. We have one in Grand Rapids now.
Oh, there's one everywhere now.
It just opened this last week. Saw some pictures.
Yeah, I don't like.
They're not big.
I don't understand that. Like, I don't like lobster to begin with, so I guess but 25.
No wonder you don't understand.
$25 for a lobster roll. I mean, you have to,
and they're not
really
big.
Want one.
They're not big at all.
No.
That was the post that I saw from setting up this week. Was it's good, it's quality, but it's expensive, and it's smaller portions. So
yeah, I can't find the picture of it, but it was, yeah, definitely was not appetizing. I mean, they have a chicken quesadilla for like $18. So
let me see if I can find it. Cousins Maine Lobster, Grand Rapids.
There's a barbecue competition this weekend that I'm not doing.
What?
I know. I'm taking the guaranteed money instead of doing it.
Good job.
We might actually even have to close the shop.
Whoa.
Well, I just got to make sure that guaranteed money is taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
We might be open. Like, we might just do online orders and just close at like 4, because the first place is like 5. that we have to get to.
Mhm.
They're all obviously all in the evening. One of them's for the owner of the cafe's soon-to-be daughter-in-law, and she still hasn't paid her bill yet.
Yeah. These guys are getting everywhere.
Cousin?
Yeah, their Grand Rapids truck.
Yeah, franchising.
No, I mean this truck is going everywhere.
Oh, gotcha.
Like they're going up to Cadillac, which is a good solid hour 40 from here,
Yeah.
to go to a family farm and home.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing a Tractor Supply in Newaygo. I don't know, not think that that's the market for you. Maybe I'm wrong, but oh, they were there yesterday. I wonder how they did.
So the Detroit truck, and I don't know if there's more than one Detroit truck, is going to they do roadside. I mean, this is all roadside stuff. They're doing like a car dealership in Adrian, which is a good solid almost 2 hours. For lunch, 11 to 3. They're doing the downtown street eats in Detroit, which I'd love to get Nick Lodato Twisted Street on the horn and see if he wants to talk about how his first event went downtown. Because as soon as that event happened, there was an MLive article
Saw
about
that.
how everybody hates food trucks now.
Yeah. Oh, they're ruining business.
Oh, they got 2 trucks. Okay. Yeah, they got double events on Mondays, and they double events everywhere. But yeah, they're just going to. They're going to Howell to the outlet mall, which is deader than 4 o'clock. Southfield Town Center. Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah, it seems like you would have to hustle extra hard. And yeah, you can't have bad days.
It's just the stick, or the shtick, I should say.
Yeah, but
the
still,
lure of getting a franchise. I wonder how much the franchise fee is. How much do you think the franchise fee is?
a lot. Some comments here. Steve Rodriguez says the Memphis Cousins only lasted 1 year. And Jason says, is Skippy drunk? What did he say? No barbecue contest? Work instead?
Right.
We're going to get him in for a scan. Make sure his brain's working okay. This just in. Michigan football coach Sharon Moore is expected to be suspended for 2 games.
Good for him.
For the in regards to the Connor Scallions advanced scouting scandal. Self-imposed sanctions. So boy, I wish that whole thing would just go away. Like, we're so far past it. The
joy of what's his name? Jim Harbaugh still lives around.
Oh, well, forever. They got a big trophy in the case because of him.
Yeah, definitely because of him. I'm surprised it hasn't been taken away. Please know, this is from Cousins Maine Lobster's franchise site.
Uh-huh.
Please know that our franchise offering requires an initial investment of $194,000 to $644,700 for our food trucks, and $266,700 to almost $1 million for our restaurants. If you can meet these requirements, we want to hear from you.
That is a big range for a food truck.
What the flippers?
Because they own it. So yeah, I mean, they must not be owning any of it then. So they're doing the opposite of what McDonald's does. Where McDonald's so when you franchise a McDonald's Corporation owns the property in the building. You're leasing it from them.
Yeah.
So they're
so they get the majority of their money. It's not for their little burger patties.
The book is better. Not the founder book, but his autobiography is really good.
I'm sure it is.
I don't remember what it's called, but I'll find out. It's really good though. He did not steal any money. What money did he steal?
How he stole a company? How about that?
He didn't steal it. He made a fair offer.
Correct, but he still hasn't paid the royalties. that were handshake agreed upon.
Didn't see it in writing.
I didn't see it. Saw it on TV. Not the same
Saw it.
thing.
I saw it on TV.
It was a portrayal of what happened.
Yeah, his autobiography paints a very different picture.
Sure it does.
And the story that I've heard as a McDonald's employee is that it's a very strong mixture of both.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely want to, if you're interested in it. It's a fascinating story and how that all happened. But the book's really good. Anyways, Justin says he would want to franchise. Heck yeah, man. Who wouldn't want to franchise their truck? Go ahead and write me a check for $200,000. I'll get you everything you need. Do that. I mean, 20 times and hello, beach.
Is a franchisee required to purchase a food truck from the franchisor or a designated supplier? No, you can purchase or lease a food truck that meets our specifications from an approved food truck supplier of your choice, built out to Cousins Maine Lobster food truck franchise standards. Cousins Maine Lobster will provide blueprints, equipment specs, and graphics to ensure your truck meets brand standards.
Yeah.
That's where $195,000 goes into.
Justin says he'd do the same. We provide the concept menu, recipes. You provide the truck, equipment, etc. Steve says Shark Tank getting their cut too. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Huh.
Do you really want to franchise someday? Would you franchise
No.
someday?
No, it'll be mine still. I like having control.
They do not have a Cousins in Indiana.
Well, I'm not opening one. I'll be on the lookout for a nice fancy food truck going for sale in the next year or so.
They are all majority. So I just pulled up their state or their where they're located. The majority of them are trucks.
Yeah.
There's like 4 restaurants.
It's not the novelty isn't there as much for
there's a new truck coming to Michigan. It's coming to Kalamazoo.
Good God.
Let's saturate the west side with lobster trucks.
I just don't get it though. I mean, especially with as iffy as everything is right now, you want to go with a super high-end truck or product.
There's 3 in Ohio, Cincy. It's all the C's: Cincy, Columbus, and Cleveland. Yeah, that's crazy. Hold on a second. They're from Maine, but there's nothing listed for Maine. There's two in Massachusetts, but there's nothing in Maine. That's hilarious. Anyway, sorry.
I'm just keeping up on the Brunch Babes food truck.
They're in Ludington a lot, aren't they?
That's where they're from.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So of the food truck race, the Great Food Truck Race, which I really enjoy that show.
I missed the show.
Yeah, I follow them. I haven't seen one of their posts in forever though, so kind of forgot about them. Their truck's going in for some elective surgery, they said. Getting some new equipment.
Have they had any elective surgery?
Plenty of lobster in Maine. Yeah, good point, Fred.
Plenty of lobster in Maine, but that's where the funny thing is that's where they're from. How's the have we heard anything from the potential new site?
Heard anything from them as in regards to the other people and such?
Yeah.
No, I sent him, he wants to schedule a call though. I sent him a pretty lengthy email, just kind of updating him everything that's going on internally here. Just letting him know that June is not going to happen. That we're probably more looking at like September.
Mhm.
So
September, as in like trying to finalize something, or
yeah,
opening?
not opening to finalize to get possession. Yep, looks like we have a couple more surgeries to get through this summer probably. So I will need to focus my attention on that space when the time comes.
Absolutely.
And me trying to split it 3 ways isn't a thing. So my attention will be largely in the house. The truck is running fine without me, which is perfect. That's the way I want it. But so when the time comes, yeah, I'll be able to focus on that 100% and get it rolling.
For sure.
So if that means that someone else gets that space, then so be it. There's plenty of spaces available in Grand Rapids.
This wasn't
We'll
meant
make
to be.
we'll make something work.
Everything happens for a reason, right?
We are moving forward with something as soon as we can. So, but yeah, September is pretty much, it's got to happen then. Otherwise, we're waiting again until next summer.
Yeah.
Just with the cycle of where our sales come and go. You know, it's September hits a pretty solid 3-month stretch for funding wise. So having June, July, August, or even if we can get May, June, July, August in there, you know, those are pretty solid months for us. So
Yeah.
helps with the finances in the banks. So with rates and everything. So we're shooting for that. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're optimistic still.
How far are you away from Ludington?
A ways.
Okay. You wouldn't go up to their food truck park?
No. No, we go, I mean, that's north of Traverse City.
Ludington? No, it's not.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking somewhere else. Yeah, but still, we're still a couple hours. I'm an hour and a half to get to Silver Lake, and you're straight north of there.
Yeah,
by half an hour. Yeah, it's a good
probably half
couple
an hour.
hours.
Yeah.
So it's a couple hours. It's a long ways to go for roadside
Oh no, for sure.
in an area that we don't already have a following. So yes, I know we already drive an hour and a half once a week or once a month, but we have a built-in following there. There's no reason, if we weren't doing the sales we're doing, we wouldn't be going there. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that food truck park, I have not heard anything on their plans for Grand Rapids location. So they had.
Yep. You are an hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah. Still don't want to go.
I understand. I'm just messing with it.
Because I'm going to guess that they want trucks there until 8 o'clock or so. You know, that they're pretty strict about when you can pull in and out of there. So
it's called the 10 spot.
Yep. The owners they had a building in Grand Rapids that they were going to do the same with. I think it was an environmental thing. There was too much cleanup for them that they didn't want to do. So I've heard they switched locations, but I have not heard anything. Nothing has been reported since then. I don't know if they got such a poor reception from the food truck community when they did a public opinion thing. I know there was a lot of not great things from the food trucks that were said. So some of the requirements.
They do not have any barbecue trucks listed.
Some of the requirements are pretty harsh.
Oh, okay.
They were requiring natural gas, first of all.
Really?
Yep. It's a 6-month commitment. Yeah, I mean, so if you're doing the sales, it's fine. I'll do 6 months. I'll get a second truck just to sit there for 6 months. You know, like that's worth the investment. If the sales are good and they're pulling in people, yeah, I'll set a truck there for 6 months out of the year, or be a permanent truck there.
According to this, so their hours. So the brunch babes are there from Thursday to Monday from 9 to 2. The latest people are there, it looks like, is 7.
Okay. But yeah, still getting back here late.
Oh yeah, still.
I try to limit those as much as, and we're doing so many more of them this year, and I am catching the gruff from the boys. We have a lot more 8 o'clock nights this year. A
Um,
lot more. We have one spot that we're there till 10. And they're requiring you to be there until 10.
well, shit. How long are you there at the barbecue beets and barley for?
I don't know. I got to look and see what that. I think that goes until 8.
Yeah.
I think,
Then you gotta load up and everything.
which isn't. I mean, because we're not doing anything off everything. It's like a catering event for us. So
Yeah.
a couple Cambros and some chafing dishes and stuff like that. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Because they provide everything for us. So they provide tables, they provide the boats, they provide the silverware, the napkins, and everything. So for us, it's just getting some stuff set up. And having enough food. We're doing brisket sliders this year, brisket sliders and mac and cheese this year.
Like, that's it.
So that's it. Yep. That's all we have to do.
Really?
2 dishes. Yeah.
Oh.
Last year we did brisket and pork sliders.
Okay.
So our event is much different than yours, I think.
I mean, I did tacos, but
Yeah.
I just did 3 different types. I did pork, brisket, and pork belly tacos.
Yep. So for us, it's just 2 dishes. That's what you have to provide.
Really? Okay.
So
Yeah.
for
She doesn't
600
I mean,
people.
ours isn't until September, so
Next weekend.
it's sad that it's the last time.
Yeah, I would be curious. And she's not with them anymore. She's already handed off the stuff. So it's Michael or Mitchell or Matthew. Matthew Hoffman is doing is coordinating, at least for us.
I think they're related because I could have swore I'm dealing with Patricia Hoffman.
Maybe. Yeah.
Anyway,
It's probably her husband.
it's definitely a great event. I'm glad you
Yep.
got into it last year and gonna finish it out this year.
Yep. I'm assuming. I'm still waiting. He's on vacation or out of the office today, so he won't be back till tomorrow. So I won't know until tomorrow what's going on with that. Hopefully we're in.
Good to know.
Because that's a nice. I mean, us doing brisket, that's higher on our price list, but still be able to recoup 2,000 of it and do something cool for them is fun. So yeah. Yep. What else you got, Skippy? Anything?
What else do I have? My gosh.
You got a minute and a half.
Thanks everybody for listening. Because everybody knows that we don't have we don't. This is the first time we see each other. We normally go on like if we're lucky 5 minutes before this podcast goes on the air. So
Yeah.
just want to say thanks for listening.
We might have a change to next week's schedule too.
We almost had to change to this week's schedules.
I'm going to be on a plane next week at this time. So, yeah, I think I'm back at like 11:30. So we could probably do something early afternoon if you would like. We'll figure that out and let you guys know, of course. Glad you caught the whole thing today, Pam. Fran says competitor comments for Skippy. Okay.
Oh, so I had one of the local barbecue restaurants. I guess her waitress that works there, or hostess or whatever, somebody that works there for like 8 years, came in and ate with us, and she had said during when she was ordering, that I get a lot of that too, or I get a lot of that too. So when I dropped off her food, I'm like, I gotta know, what did you work in the business? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I worked somewhere for like 8 years. I'm like, oh, where you work? She's like, you don't want to know. I'm like, I mean, yeah, I do. She's like, I work at Rocky Top. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. So their egg rolls are great. And she's like, yeah, they are. She's like, but your brisket's like the best I ever had. And I'm like, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. She's like, why is it so different? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's bad about theirs. She's like, your wings are better. I said, they're just not fried,
Yeah.
So their big thing is on their menu is they got sixth best wing in the state. And they put sixth place wings on their menu, and everybody knows them as like sixth place wings or whatever. And so I asked her, I said, is everything cooked fresh? Is anything reheated? She's like you do this by yourself, or you're here by yourself today, and there is you got our food out in like 3 minutes. And I'm like, well, if I had 100 orders like you guys probably did, it might take 5, but I don't have to drop anything in a fryer. I'm not sauteing anything.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I can tell you that I'm going to come back, even though I work for the competitor. I'm going to come back. And I said, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. And we got another
Awesome.
We got another 5-star Google review too.
Awesome.
Yeah. But I thought that was interesting. They do have really good Philly cheesesteak egg rolls.
Yeah.
I have had the rest of their barbecue, and she is probably right, but I don't know. I don't know why barbecue restaurants want to do baby back ribs.
Because they're cheaper.
I mean, not per pound.
I don't know.
They're just smaller.
Because of Chili's. It's all Chili's fault.
Baby back.
See? That's what people think of when they think of ribs. Yeah. It's our job to fix it. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Have a good week. We'll let you know when we're back for next week. Until then, thanks for listening. Have a great week. Skippy, 25,000 for you. You can do it this week.
In the next 2 months. Woo! Woo!